Hi everyone, welcome to Vegas. Hi everyone, welcome back. I am obviously in a very different place today. I am traveling to Las Vegas. I'm here in the hotel. I flew here because I want to see kind of what their thrift stores look like. There's a couple that I want to hit up, and I figured I might as well as record it and see how it goes. So I just landed not long ago, just got to the hotel room, unpacked a little bit, and I'm going to go ahead and head off to the first one, which I think is going to be a Goodwill. So I have no idea what to expect in prices or types of items. I definitely have to be very picky, obviously, with what I bring home because I only have one check-in bag that I can use, but I hope to find some good items. But let's go ahead and get going. All right, this is the first one, and hopefully we find something great because it cost me $20 just to get here. So I saw some pool lamps, but there's no way that I'm taking that on the plane. So far I've gone through the hard goods and not found anything, so I'm gonna go look at the shoes. So I'm back, and we did find a couple things. I guess I found a couple things. I spent a total of $71.23. And at first I was really nervous I wasn't gonna find anything because there was nothing in the hard goods section. I mean, a couple of little things that maybe I would have picked up if I was back home, but nothing that I thought was worth possibly breaking on the way back. So the first item is, I don't know if it's a new to me brand or just one that I've never picked up myself. I'm not even sure how to say it. Gundrum Spirulina, it's this bag. So this was only $5.99, and when I looked up comps, they looked really good, like 40 to 60, maybe more, just depending. I haven't done too much research, but great pickup there. And then the next item I came across, it didn't look like anything special. It's a little romper, but I saw this little dry cleaning label, and I was like, well, people usually only get, you know, high-end or nice things dry cleaned. So I started doing a little bit more research on it, or looking around on it, and it is, you can see it, it's Monroe. So I'm not even sure how much this would go for. I've only sold, I think, one other thing that was Monroe, but I'm hoping at least $40 to $60 again. And then this next item, I really don't know how much it's gonna go for. I just thought it was this really pretty classic halter lace maxi gown with a high slit. And then when I looked in, the first thing I saw was this Union made. So that means that it's vintage. And the brand is Nadine. And then I looked that up, and it looks like it could go for like well over $100. So did not hesitate picking this up. I picked it up for $8.99. Oh, and then before I forget, I picked up the Monroe romper or play suit, whatever you want to call it, for $8.99 as well. So not too bad. And then the last clothing item I got was a bread and butter brand, at least for me, and that is Birdie Gray. So this brand sells really good for me, pretty consistently between $40 and $60, which seems to be the theme today. I just always look over to make sure that there's no runs or rips or holes, because that tends to happen with these kind of chiffon dresses. But these are great bread and butter brand, this is a great bread and butter brand for me. So love selling Birdie Gray. And then I picked up two pair of shoes. The first, I'm gonna zip these up. First are, kind of looks like Stuart Weitzman, but they're not. They are Franco Sarto, and they're basically new condition. They need a little bit of a lint roll, but these are only $12.99, and these can go for nearly $100, maybe more. Just depends. I haven't done too much research, but decent brand thigh-high boots are almost always a pickup for me. And then the last item I got was shoes again. And these looked to me kind of like a cheap pair of shoes, the little mirror on the back, but they are Free People. You can see it there. And they're $14.99, but these are in basically brand new condition. They still even have the little things on the bottom that can be peeled off. I probably will not be able to get that 15 off, which is unfortunate, but that's how much I paid for them, was $14.99. And Free People shoes for me tend to do really well. Usually they're booties. I don't think I've ever sold heels, but I figured I had to pick them up for just $15. Not too bad of a pickup for the first day. Pretty happy with what I got. Again, trying to pick up just the bare minimum because I can't take too much home. I only have one carry-on that I can fill up with items. So I'm hoping tomorrow will be just as great, and hopefully we can find some good hard goods. I'm not sure which place I want to go to yet in the morning. I'll have to think about it a little bit tonight, but I will see you tomorrow morning. Hi everyone, welcome to day 2 of my Vegas thrift trip. I am going to actually go to another Goodwill this morning. It's the only thrift store kind of within the area that I see that opens up at 9. So I want to go ahead and kind of get a head start. It's really hot in Vegas right now, in case you guys weren't aware. So I want to get ahead of the heat a little bit. And then maybe if I am either not very successful or have a little bit more time before I get hungry and want to eat, I'll go to another thrift store that is close to this one. It just doesn't open until like 10 or 11. But I'm going to go ahead and get started, and I hope it's another very successful trip. I am at the first stop, and I've already looked at the hard goods sections and the shoes, and I have not found anything. So I am now looking at the dresses. So I found this Eliza J dress, but it is supposed to have a belt, so we're going to pass on that one. All right, I think I found a good buy. So the label is gone. This felt like silk, so I lifted it up, and similar to that Monroe playsuit that I found this little tag. So how much is she? $8.99. Definitely gonna pick that up. This should hopefully go for at least $60. Yay, we found something. Guys, super excited to see this, but there's a hole and it's silk. So sad about that. All right, unfortunately that Goodwill was kind of a bust. I spent $8.09, and that's because I got one item, and that was the dress that I believe I showed in the video. But it was, I can sort it out, this one, which doesn't look like anything too special, but the tag was kind of cut out, and you could look at the fabric and tell that it's probably silk. So I was looking not only to verify that it was silk, but also to see if I could see the brand, and of course I did, and it's, I'm not sure how you say this, Copine. And prices are kind of all over the place, but I'm gonna say, just to stay on the safe side, I should be able to at least get $40 for this dress, which is not bad. But what is bad is that obviously it took like $10 to get there, as far as taking like a lift, and then $10 to get back, so that was $20. So I don't know in the end now if it's worth it. I was going to go to a thrift store that was next to it, but it's closed today. It opens on Monday. So I was like, well, I'm gonna go back and I'm going to eat because I'm starving, and hopefully we'll be able to catch another one. So that one wasn't great. Yesterday's was pretty good. I think I'm gonna try to go to a more not franchised thrift store, although one driver did tell me the Savers was good, so I might check that one out. But we'll see. I'll see you guys in a bit. Hi everyone, this is day 3 of my Vegas thrift with me. I did not get to record an intro for today because I left to come to Savers, which is where I'm at right now, straight from breakfast. A driver had told me that Savers was really good here, so I thought I would check it out. I'm not going to lie, so far I'm pretty disappointed. I have 2 okay items, still looking. It's a pretty big Savers, like most are. Hoping to find some more items, so let's see what we can do. Hi everyone, I'm gonna jump in right here. Unfortunately, when I went to go put this video together, the footage from this day, or the rest of the footage from this day, is gone. I must have messed up somehow and either deleted it or thought I was recording and wasn't. Either way, I still wanted to jump back in and show you guys what I got at that Savers. Obviously, I'm back at my house now, but I still wanted to show you guys what I got. So I did end up getting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 items. Most of them are actually shoes. So not too bad, definitely better than the day before, day 2 of the Vegas trip. So I'll go ahead and start with the clothes because there's only 2 pieces. So the first item is this she-bird dress. Is it a maxi? Yeah, I'd say it's a maxi. This is what the logo looks like. I actually never heard of it, but comps looked really good. And I did pay $11.49 for it. I don't believe I had any discounts either, but comps looked good enough that I was fine with paying $12. And then the other clothing item I got was this Amanda Uppershard dress. You can see it. I did pay $13.50 or $49 for it, and it's just this basic dress. I'm not sure how this is going to do. I feel like her pieces are usually a little bit more loud, but I figured I'd go ahead and try it. I did feel pressure to pick up some items because I just wasn't finding anything, and it was just really disappointing because it cost so much to even just get to the thrift store that I feel like it put a little bit more pressure on me to pick up things. Either way, I think I'm going to be able to at least get my money back and some with this dress. Right, next up are the shoes, and the first are these Madewell, and they are these leopard print. I think it is calf hair. Yeah, it's real calf hair, and these in almost every brand sell pretty well, but Madewell especially. The only thing I check for is to make sure that there's no wear, because a lot of times with the calf hair shoes, there'd be like rubbing and kind of bald spots, and these were in excellent condition, and they're only $11.79, so these were an easy pickup. And not to mention, I don't think they've ever been worn. If you look at the bottom, like that's still shiny. So again, easy pickup. And then the next item were these boots. And I've actually only sold this brand one other time, and I don't think they were this cool, but they are Circle G, I think is what the brand's called. I think it's like by Corral or something. I'm trying to show you guys the logo, if you can see that in there, because it's covered up down on the bottom. But these prices are kind of all over the place. I feel like the more extravagant the boot is, the more they go for, and these are pretty decent as far as extravagant goes with the riveted detail. Oh, and these I paid $15 for. And then next up are another pair of boots, which is great for this time of year. And they're the Sam Edelman combat boots. And they're in pretty good condition. I haven't cleaned them up yet or anything, but as far as like any kind of scuffing or wear, they look great. Let's see if there's a name in these. These are called the Lex. So combat boots do pretty well in general, but especially in this season, and especially a decent brand like Sam Edelman. And these I paid $13.99 for. And then the next pair of shoes, I actually went back and forth, and I still don't know if I should have picked them up, but they're these Merrell flip-flops, or not flip-flops, just sandals. I just went back and forth, but I thought they looked in pretty good condition. A little bit of wear like on the footbed, especially like up here. I feel like it's like the glue. But they have Vibram bottoms. They were $8.79. So again, might have felt a little bit of pressure on picking these up, but hopefully I'll at least get my money back and some. Again, I went back and forth on these, but decided to grab them anyways. And then the last pair of shoes and the last item that I got at Savers were these wedges, which stood out to me because of these like crazy patterns. And then you could tell that this was like pretty good quality suede, and the brand is Jacques Raphael, and made in Italy is always a good sign. So I had never heard of these, but I looked them up and comps looked really good. I paid $9.79 for them. So these were a pretty easy pickup for me as well. All right, so that was my 3 days in Vegas and the items that I picked up. I definitely wish I had picked up more. In the first day, I feel like I scored the best. And I mean, it's like perspective, right? I wish I would have picked up more items that day, but in my head, I was kind of telling myself not to pick up this, not to pick up that, because I didn't want to take up room when I had 2 more days, but that was like the best day. Another thing that I didn't do or consider is that not every thrift store is open every day. So most thrift stores here in San Diego are open basically every day. There's very few that are not. And I found out like on Saturday or something that all the thrift stores, like the mom and pops that I wanted to go to, were closed. They were only open during the week, which was a huge bummer because it kind of kept me to only like Goodwill and Savers, which prices tend to be a lot higher at those places. So I do wish I had considered that and had looked up a little bit more as far as like what places I wanted to go to and what their hours were and things like that, and not just assumed that the thrift stores are going to be open every day. Another thing I did want to mention is that in Goodwill, at least in San Diego, I know Southern California, which is actually north of us, has color tag sales, but in San Diego, we don't have them. I don't know why, at Goodwill's. Other thrift stores do have sales. I think Savers does, and I think, what's the other one? Salvation Army does, but Goodwill does not have color tag sales. So day one in Las Vegas, some of those items were on a color tag, which I didn't even realize until after because I'm not really used to looking for those because of here. So if, you know, San Diego could get with a program like everyone else and give us some color tag deals, that would be much appreciated. Either way, it was a lot of fun to go to another city and see what their thrift stores had to offer and what their prices looked like. They actually looked very similar to here in California. Still marked up a lot of items that had you kind of questioning, like, what are you thinking? And made some kind of out of my budget as far as like what I want my cost of goods to be. But it was something that I really enjoyed, and I think many of us would love to go to different places and across the US or even internationally and just source items. It'd be so much fun. So hopefully I can do this 1 or 2 times a year. It would be great. Nevada is right next to California, so this one's kind of an easy one for me to do. Who knows where I'll go next, but I hope you guys did enjoy this video and coming along with me. Hopefully the next one will be a bit more planned out. But again, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.